Maya is standing outside of her apartment building because her cable company cut off her service. She is watching her second favorite show through her neighbor's window. The cosine of the angle of elevation from Maya to the apartment is 12 over 13. She suddenly notices that her neighbor on the next floor is watching her favorite show and adjusts her view so that her angle of elevation is double what it was before. Find the sine of the new angle of elevation. So let's start by drawing the triangle formed by the building, the window, and Maya. We know that the cosine of the angle of elevation from Maya to the apartment is 12 over 13. If the second apartment is twice as high as the first, the cosine of the new angle of elevation is represented by cosine 2 theta. Now let's take a look at our double angle formula for sine. Sine of 2 theta equals 2 sine theta cosine theta. To find the sine of our angle measure theta, we need to figure out the side measures of the triangle. Let's construct a right triangle using what information we know. We know that cosine equals the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, so the measures of the adjacent side and the hypotenuse are 12 and 13, respectively. We can find the measure of the opposite side using the Pythagorean theorem. The adjacent side squared plus the opposite side squared equals the hypotenuse squared. Let's plug in our values and solve for b, the opposite side. b equals 5. It's a misfortune and fortune that I'm in here, but at least keep in mind that these values represent actual distances in our diagram. Now that we have these values, we can figure out the sine and tangent of our angles. Let's revisit our double angle sine formula. We can now plug in our new values. We plug in our sine and cosine values and then solve. The sine of the new angle of elevation is 120 over 169. We can figure out the actual angle measures by taking the inverses of each of the angles. This will allow us to check our answers. Let's start with the first angle. We take the inverse cosine of the original angle, for which we will have to use a calculator to solve. Now for the second angle. Maya's original angle of elevation is approximately 22.6 degrees, and her second angle of elevation is approximately 45.2 degrees.